Bitcoin has just done something so big that even your grandma could not finish eating it. As the Fed raises banana prices by 75 points, the market reacts with pumping and dumping on the chest of the baby bears. But what if I told you that something much bigger is about to come, if you know what I mean? I'm your host, Bobby Browntown, and after this video, you'll make a bit of a brown spot too, if you know what I mean, as Bitcoin has just done something gigantic, and after the last week, finding potentially the ultimate higher low, is Bitcoin now in store for a massive upside move? Well, you definitely don't want to miss this. So if you get new channel, make sure to hit that like, subscribe, turn on those ghost notifications to never miss these absolute time-sensitive alerts. Take advantage of the over $16,000 in deposit bonuses for free below when trading or buying altcoins using the 3 exchanges below. If you're interested in staking with our pool, make sure to check that out as well. And without any further ado, let's jump into what is potentially the biggest moment of the rest of your lives. Bitcoin has just done something gigantic, and we have so many things to jump into in these charts, as we just seconds ago got the announcement that the Fed would be raising banana prices by 75 points, or in layman's terms, they would be increasing the rate hikes by 0.75 or 75 basis points. This is pretty big, as a lot of people were expecting we may get higher than that. In fact, we didn't, and there have been many indications showing up across the market that maybe we're seeing the worst of the dumpiness of the last, realistically, 9-10 months come to an end. Are we about to see potentially the markets look a little bit healthier, as it's been straight doom and gloom for, as I just said, about 9 or 10 months? And looking back, there's been a lot of doubts and concerns and fear in the market for longer than that as well. But are we finally starting to see signs that maybe the worst is not as bad as we think it is or will be, even if it has not come just yet? So if we take a look here first on Bitcoin's chart, if we take a look on the daily chart, you can see what we did over the last couple of days. I was out of town for the last week or so, but during that time, we actually failed to hold the 21-day moving average and dipped below it. And currently right now, we are at this very second, because of this news, we're above it. But how long will that last? It remains to be seen, as again, this is just pumping basically on the news of this Fed meeting, of the interest rates here. But one thing I think is really important to note as well is that Ethereum, more importantly, led Bitcoin during this rally. Ethereum pumped first, and Ethereum breached its 50 and 21-day moving averages first right here, initially back like over a week ago, about 10 or 11 days ago, and Bitcoin ended up following suit. Now, what Ethereum just did was hold this very important 21-day moving average right here at about 1350. You can see where it bounced right here. So that's a promising sign right there. And Ethereum has been leading Bitcoin. It's not the first time that an altcoin has led the entire market or indicated what the market was going to do and kind of just acted a few days before the rest of the market followed. It happens actually all the time. In fact, most of the time, even though whatever Bitcoin does dominates everything, a lot of the times we get early indications from some of the top altcoins first. And with that being said, there's a fundamental reason for that as well, considering that the merge is, approaching just weeks away now. At this moment, right? That could change, obviously, as it's been changing for years, but that's something people are holding on to. And as well, if we take a look at the entire cryptocurrency market cap, still holding on this 200-week moving average. But, and again, we've seen, this is where we've bounced before, but there's something actually much bigger and much more important, and it's this. Bitcoin on the weekly chart, again, is clearly oversold, repeating the exact same RSI move that we saw back in 2017 to the ultimate bear market bottom at the end of 2018. And what the RSI, combined with the 200-week moving average where Bitcoin is, in fact, a little bit below, even worse than back then, again, it looks as though, I think it's very clear that, again, Bitcoin is in store for a multi-month rally. And again, just because we had a little bit of a dump over the last few days, a lot of people that, I guess, if you don't spend a lot of time in the markets, all it takes is 1 or 2 days of going red and it changes your entire perception of everything. But realistically, nothing has changed. In my opinion, this looks more and more like we're about to see a continued relief rally. And I'm not saying this will happen by tomorrow, but zoom out and be patient. The next macro swing is what I'm talking about, right? This was a very big swing to the downside, or a bear market, right? This was a very big swing to the upside then, okay? Very big swing down, very big swing up, down, up, down. Now I'm saying very big swing up. But does that mean that we might go down a little bit right here? And like if you're looking at it every 30 minutes, it'll dump a lot and pump a lot within those 30-minute time frames that you're staring at every day? Yes. But all I'm saying is the next big swing, I believe, is going to be very much the upside there. And again, even if we look on the weekly chart, the weekly MACD, again, we're about to see this cross. It's been delayed. In fact, the 3-day chart, which we were talking about back here, we just got this cross actually just about 2 weeks ago, and it's about to follow through on the weekly chart. That's what we're really watching for there. So again, I think a lot of things are shaping up here. If inflation actually slows down even the smallest amount, imagine how bullish this environment's going to be. Because what is priced in my opinion, is ultimate bearishness. Everybody thinks the worst possible thing is happening and it's going to be dumpy for the next 2 to 3 years, which it still could be, but everybody's expecting that. So all it takes is for things not, to be a little less bad than everyone thinks, and the market's going to respond accordingly. It's going to make a move to the upside. Especially, we could see a phenomenal relief rally. And if we take a look at the SPX as well, we're still kind of holding right on this 200-week, and now it's actually exactly the 21-week as well. Or sorry, the 21 moving average and the 200 moving average here on the 3-day chart. And so far, not looking too bad, but ultimately I think one of the most important things is the DXY right here, which we've been following this bearish divergence for weeks and weeks and weeks. And as I said last week, I said we didn't actually quite come down to it, but I said I think we'll probably make a move down to about here and then get a bounce. We down to about 105. We came down to about 106, and we're kind of getting a little bounce. Again, what I ultimately think is going to happen is that we're going to see maybe another bounce here, but ultimately this swing to the downside. I'm not saying this is in a time span of weeks, so it doesn't matter if this goes up a little bit today and then goes down a little bit tomorrow. I'm talking about a swing the other way, like a macro swing, which is kind of the whole point of what I'm saying. And on Bitcoin's 4-hour chart, again, you can see very clearly here, we're putting in higher lows this entire time. And when we flipped this level, okay, this was nice. We were holding this for a fair amount of time. We fell below it, but at this moment, it looks as though, again, we've set a higher low, which is not bad at all. A lot of people, you can't have ultimatums really with analyzing the market, meaning if you break this, then it's down forever. That's never the case. So just because we broke above this, held it as support, and then failed, doesn't necessarily mean we're about to swing all the way down to 10,000, okay? Let's say we set a higher low like we just did. That's not a bad structure either. So that's really important to note that as well. Ultimately, I think, again, we are going to be breaking out of this mega dumpy zone down here. Just wait for this to pass. And again, the biggest thing about this is we're below the 200 week right now. It's not going to be easy. We're not going to just break above it like that and go to 30,000 in 2 days. It takes time. Right now, what we're trying to do on this weekly chart is get above this level. And a lot of people were a little bearish because we got our weekly candle below it. As you can see here, we just got a weekly close just days ago and we're below this. And we got a little rejection, but that doesn't mean that it's straight down, okay? This could, we could play around here for a little bit. You can see something similar happen in the past as well. And ultimately, I think, again, the biggest thing is this monthly chart, seeing this swing. Currently, again, we're still holding in a fair, on the monthly chart, this 50 moving average, a fair place. But as soon as we start to see the MACD do anything like we're seeing the 4-hour, or specifically the daily, weekly, 3-day chart, all of them swing to the upside. As soon as we see that on the monthly chart, I think that things are going to move to the upside very, 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 very fast. But we're not there just yet. So you guys are new to the channel, make sure to like, subscribe, turn on those ghost notifications, never miss these absolute time-sensitive alerts. Take advantage of their over $16,000 in free trading bonuses using the 3 exchanges below. BITGET for US traders specifically. No VPN required or anything like that. Trading is risky, but as I'm sure many of you have learned over the past year, holding can be just as risky, okay? You can be up massive percents in profit, and then you can take a month off, and next thing you know, you're not in massive profit anymore. And all you did was hold, which everyone told you was the safest thing. Without any further ado, that's it for me.